What up, everyone? Hope you guys are having a wonderful time. I'm gonna take a break from YouTube just because I've been consuming too much of it. But before I leave, I want to talk to you guys about something. Watched a video from this Argentinian woman who had something very interesting to say. She pretty much said that society gives you a label, and that label is given to you so that you can be targeted to sell to. You can be marketed to more easily. So you see this easily see this with sports. Um, you're not really a true fan of whatever team. Take the New York Yankees. You're not a true Yankees fan unless you go to the games. You watch every game. You buy jerseys. You buy franchise. You buy stickers, bumper stickers saying that you're a New York Yankees fan. You buy the hats, the real hats. You're not a Green Packers fan unless you buy the authentic jerseys, not the fake ripoffs, the real jerseys. You go to the games, you watch every game. Again, you're given an identity, and you see this so clearly whenever I talk about sports. I never say that the team I'm following won. I'll never say we beat you guys or you guys beat us. I don't like to be included because I wasn't there. Okay, I wasn't playing. I was not on the sidelines. I was not a coach. I was not. I had nothing to do with that team. But then again, it goes to identity. It goes to a label that you put yourself. I am a Detroit Lions fan. Why would you be? But anyway, it happens with music. Happens with something that you can see clearly is with hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a hip hop junkie and you wear raggedy old clothes and you go to Goodwill to buy clothes, it's like you're not authentic. I know people who have moved to rougher sides of town because they consume so much hip hop and they want to feel like they're acting hard. So I mean, it's a little crazy. You're exposing your life to a bit more danger because you're not used to being in that type of environment, but you want to be because, again, a label that you put on yourself. And you see it when we talk about marketing. How how do you get people to buy $300 pairs of shoes when all their needs have already been met? Their basic needs have been met. Well, you market to them, and you're not a real hip hop junkie unless you're buying $300 Jordans. You're not a hip hop junkie if you're not buying the latest fashions, the latest clothes, and that's just hip hop, man. I remember when I was growing up, emo was a trend as well, and some kids dress a certain way, listen to certain music, acted a certain way because they identified, again, identity. They identified as emo. That's the label they put on themselves. And some of these kids would even hurt themselves because, again, if you're emo, you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z. You're supposed to do that kind of stuff. So, again, labels. Society places labels on you so they can market to you, so they can sell to you. If your basic needs have already been met, how am I supposed to get rich off you? Well, I label you. And I say, if you're true blah, 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 well, then you have to buy this. You see it with the movies you watch. I remember, I think is the funniest part of Spaceballs is when the guy that's imitating Yoda says something like, oh, "Yeah, this is the merchandise. This is where the real money comes in. The movie it's not gonna make a whole lot of money, but we franchise. Not franchise, we merchandise, and this is where the real money comes in. It comes from the shirts, from the toys, from all these different things, and and if you're a true fan, they're gonna sell it to you. And again, identity. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a true Star Wars fan, you gotta have all the movies, and you gotta have the toys, you gotta have the spaceships, you gotta have all these things that make you identify as a true Star Wars fan. So, I mean, you just pick your flavor, pick what you want, and then you start consuming, and you say, This is who I am. Is it really? If you took all that away, all the media you consume, whatever's left, that's who you are. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to follow X, Y, and Z to find yourself, because it's really not you. It's what society has labeled you as. And I feel like the government and private entities, that's the one area that they work with each other real well. You always have this debate going on in Congress. How big should government be? How much should it encompass? And you have right wingers and left wingers arguing with each other. And the government shouldn't have this role. It should have this role. One area that the private entities and the government work well on is making sure you find a label. And they do it so well. Why? Because they can make sure you continue to consume, you continue to buy stuff. And well, while we're at it, let's talk about politics. It's funny. I go to the mall and there's this guy and he sells shirts. And some of them are politically right-wing shirts. And some of the other shirts are pretty liberal. And he doesn't care. He doesn't care what you buy as long as you go in there and buy it. But you buy that stuff because that's your identity. And if you make someone angry with that shirt, that's even better. Why? Because they're going to go buy their own shirt. It's going to make you angry because your brain thinks that you guys are part of rival tribes. You're part of separate tribes. It's us against them. So we can go on and on and on about this. But the main thing that you need to really think about is, how am I labeling myself? And if I'm being labeled, it's so that I can be sold to. Who are you really? So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be off YouTube for at least a couple of weeks just to relax my mind a bit, because I've been on this thing too long. I spent too much time on it this week. So have a good one, and I'll see you next time.